'cause we're gonna be legends. Gonna get their attention. What we're doing here ain't just scary.
Shh, you gotta be quiet. It's meal one of the day. Very early in the morning. Don't want to wake the neighbours up. They hear me making noise. They're gonna ring the Brexit police, get me out of this damn country. Okay, so I woke up. Woke up at 6 a.m. as per normal routine. Took my Peps, GHRP2, CJC Novac. Do that every other day, or 3 days a week to be honest with you. Then I have this meal. Now remember, this meal serves two purposes. It's my pre-workout and it's my breakfast. And everything in this diet is done deliberately. Even though I'm not scientific, it's there's a reason for each meal. There's a reason I eat the way I eat. There's a reason that I do things. So, but I keep it basic as I can. Okay, so let me show you the actual meal. Okay, so breakfast at the moment is looking like this. Remember, it's a pre-workout. So after half an hour after taking my peppers, I don't time it, but I take 2 Matador. And what we've got now is 3 whole eggs, okay, 7 egg whites, 100 gram of beef, that's cooked weight, weighed, okay, that covers the whole protein needs. I've got 160 grams of oats, 55 grams of raisins. I mean, if I go to 60, don't worry, I'm not gonna lose my shit and go crazy, and it's not gonna wreck my day. And 2 of these crumpet thins, which are 10 gram of carbs per meal, and per crumpet thin, and a cup of tea. Now, thing is with this meal is that I eat this way because a lot of people say you don't need that much before pre-workout. You know, it's about what you've eaten in the last 24 hours that determines your workout, which I tend to agree with. But for me personally, these foods that I choose, the amounts that I eat, are just based on my body's feedback. I'm my hungriest in the morning, as simple as that. So I just eat the most I can my meal one of the day will always be my heaviest meal. I find the eggs with I don't like, if I have a shake in the morning, if I have a complete meat meal, it disrupts my stomach in a bad way. I don't feel good. So I like the eggs with a little bit of meat. I like oats and a bit of crumpet there, and that sits well with me. I feel good, that digests well, and it keeps me good. So that's meal one, which is a pre-workout. The next thing we'll go over will be in an hour's time, which will be, or an hour and a half, which will be my pre-workout, or I have pre-workout intra. So that's meal one. Okay, so let's talk pre-intra, blah, blah, blah. That's my shaker, very, very cheap. So, what do I have pre-workout? I usually have Full as Fuck by 5%, but I've been using this lately, which I'm finding very good, from Strom, which is the Vascumax times 2. It has a very, very, very good it's very good ingredient profile, you know, especially with the agmatine sulfate there. It's got a good ratio of citrin and malitate. It's got some glycerol in there, which really helps with hydration. It's got a little bit of carbs in there. It's got some stuff for mental focus, and it's stimulant free, because I do not agree with stimulants. I do not like taking things which jack my heart up. I just find that messes with my blood pressure. I find that messes with my heart rate for the rest of the day, and I don't gain anything extra out of it. For some people, I understand it completely. If you've got a very demanding job, you're out all the time, you know, a bit of caffeine can give you a kick up the backside. So that's my pre. I have 1 scoop of that. Intra, I have a scoop of intra aminos, BCAs, which again got a good profile of all the amino acids actually. I take 2 scoops of Raging Full, which also has some things in here to help with hydration. Obviously it's got the carbs in there as well, the very fast acting carbs which clear your gut lining quickly. I take like 40 grams of that, and I have this creatine here, Basic Creapure, my favourite. I take 10 grams of that during my workout. There's no scientific reason, I just have it because I don't really like the taste, and when it's diluted with these two, it's just easy, and I can get it in, and so it's not a problem. It's very, very dissolves very well, so I think that's not going to give me any stomach issues at all, so I'm happy with that. Now, do you need these? No. Do they help? Yes. I train on a push legs pull system. I'm training multiple body parts at one time. This helps keep me hydrated. It helps give me a little bit extra energy. Also consider the time that I'm training during the day, which is the first thing in the morning, basically an hour after that meal. Now, even when I'm dieting, I will take away carbohydrates and calories from all my other meals except my intra. I find it that beneficial. Will this grow muscle? No. Will being able to train more intense, put a few more pounds on the bar, do a few more reps, help with gaining muscle? Yes. Have I trained without these? Yes. Was it as good? No. So to me, that's the way it works. I mean, I like it. Look at it like this. I've tried going high dose in this. I've tried going high dose in that. Didn't find any extra benefit. Didn't find it look better. Found my stomach was bloated, so I just cut it out. I found the perfect dosing for me, which again does not change from off season to cutting to bulking to leaning. 40 grams in there. One scoop of that, which is like 15 grams, and 10 grams of creatine. Okay, and I keep that in. It gives me a nice energy. I drink it throughout the workout, which is about 1.5 to 2 hours long. And it keeps me going from set to set. Because like I said, I'm not going in there and just training chest for 40 minutes. I'm going in there and I'm training multiple body parts. I try and train high reps and heavyweight. So it's quite intense. So it does help a lot. And like I said, it helps keep me hydrated. They do provide an extra pump. Absolutely. Like I have tried it without. And the pump wasn't as good. And pump isn't an indicator of growth. But it's fucking good to take pictures. Simple as that. But that's what I do. Okay, so meal number 2 now, or meal number 3 if you want to count the intra workout, whatever, it's the same thing. So I have a huge gap after my training session in the morning. So I finished training, today is Sunday, I finished training at 10:30. Train a little bit late, have a little bit of lay-in. And my meal, I'm eating now, this post-workout, I'm eating at 1:30, nearly 2 o'clock. Now, some people will say you'll lose gains eating that way. At the end of the day, right, I was actually watching a program the other day, it's totally unrelated to bodybuilding, talking about the human body's digestion, and apparently after exercise, digestion's at its most impaired. I will not force myself to eat after I've trained to hit some fucking numbers on a paper. I personally feel best when I'm eating with a big gap after my post-workout meal. I don't seem to be having any struggle for gaining muscle tissue. This again is working with my digestive system. I believe digestion is the key to putting on muscle, being able to get that food in. So let's have a look. So we got my go-to post-workout meal. 160 grams of rice. This is uncooked. So I weigh it uncooked, then I cook it. I weigh it out 160 grams, then I cook it. I've got turkey here with some bell peppers. Turkey after cooking is 330 grams. Just where I'm at, it's not a special number. That's what I'm eating per day with some bell peppers in there. That's obviously the bell peppers mixed in as well, so it's not going to be 330 grams of pure turkey. It's probably about 40-50 grams of peppers. Now this meal here, I cook all my meals fresh because again, it's easier to digest. With the rice, I look at it like if I leave it in the fridge for 1 or 2 days and I'm eating from it, it gets stodgy. It's hard. It takes fucking time to separate in the microwave. So what's it going to be like in my stomach? Again, this is not science. It's just me giving you insight into why I do what I do. I prefer to cook. So if I was out and about, if you said to me, if you're out and about, how would you tackle this then? Because you've got the luxury to eat, your meals this way. I would carry an Uncle Ben's rice, one of those rice that you can warm up and it's kind of like fresh to a certain limit, or cook my rice in the morning and take it out with me. Get up a little bit earlier. So I'll get this meal done. Then we'll be on to meal 3, and then after that is one more meal of the day, and that's it. So this, again, is a high-carb meal compared to the rest of the meals of the day. I usually have my peptides before this as well. So my peptides usually go morning, when I first wake up, like 6 o'clock, then this one here at like 1, and that's it. I'm not really over the top with the peptides. It just helps with appetite, and it helps with nutrition partitioning, apparently. So, oh yeah, and I take a Matador with this as well. Okay, so we're on to meal 4 now. To be honest with you, it's Sunday, I've been eating fuck all. Just sitting down on the sofa, watching Formula 1, then watching UFC, then watching a drama series, Gorilla, which is really good. Showing us again that throughout history, unfortunately, some motherfucker being oppressed, and usually by the white man. But hey, I don't know why we can't just see each other as human beings. So it's about 6:30 now. I had my last meal about 2:30, didn't I? So it's a 3.5, 4 hour gap. Usually have a shower after this, freshen up for the evening. Not that I'm going anywhere, just like to feel good. And then my final meal of the day. Like I said, I have 4 big meals and an intra workout. And on my rest day, I have just 4 big meals. So just show you what I'm eating.
Oh, hell, look at them quad veins, you little bastard. You better be off season.
Anyway, so what am I eating? 4 extra large whole eggs, organic, with all the good shit, all omega-3s. I'm apparently in there, good on the heart. My cholesterol's good, so they definitely must be doing something. I don't supplement for my cholesterol at all. I just get everything from my diet. So 4 whole eggs, 275 grams of white fish. Now, I know it's a lot of protein. I don't even know how much protein this is. That's the truth. All I do is that when I hit a plateau, or I need to put a bit more size on, or I'm feeling like I'm losing weight, I just add a bit of protein, a bit of carbs, and a bit of fat. I'm a very, very basic guy. I eat the same meals every day, so it's very easy. So I'll move from 250 gram of fish to 275 gram, and then an extra egg with a bit extra oats. Simple as that. Got 85 grams of oatmeal here. The oatmeal that I use here is different. It's Flanagan's, which is an Irish oat. And that is purely because the other oats that I use in the morning, because I eat such a quantity, I want something that's a little bit more creamier to eat. This is a bit more dense, a bit more stodgy, because it's a small quantity. You know, it just gives it the effect that it's more of a fill-up meal with 30 grams of raisins on there. And this is meal free. Then afterwards, you know, just do my thing. No peptides with this meal, no Matador. Because I actually find that Matador works so well that it drives my blood sugar down, so I feel hypoglycemic, and that's you don't want that, because that can cause you to start to binge. This is meal free, and then my last meal of the day coming up next. Okay, last meal of the day, meal number 4. 350 gram of beef. I just cooked the whole pack, so it comes out between those 2 numbers. I use some jerk seasoning on it. It's extra low fat, so not carrying a lot of saturated fat. So it's full of B vitamins. It's full of zinc. It helps with creatine. It's a very good energy meat. And I'm not into this whole casein protein powder, all that shit. This digests slowly. I have this as my last meal every single day. The reason is it's packed with protein, slow release. You know, I'm sleeping for 6 to 8 hours. It digests nicely. I don't have any issues in the morning. I have perfect hunger. If I eat something like this, say for meal 3 or meal 1 or whatever, it really does pay my digestion. I won't feel hungry for those meals coming up. You know, I will feel full, which is not ideal when you have to eat for the rest of the day or you've got meals to go. But for nighttime meal, this is good. And I finish it off with a dessert of Greek yogurt, 250 grams, with some dried chopped apricots, which I will probably film. And that's it, man. That is my day. That's what I'm eating right now. Okay, we'll update in another few weeks, 2-3 weeks. There'll be some small additions, and we just keep going for the year. And hopefully, you know, I'm sitting here in a year's time, end of the year, well, let's say in the end of the year, sitting between 240, 245 solid on TRT, a little bit of Primobolan, and then, you know, I'll start ramping things up for the contest prep.